Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. This is a wall of solidified lava out in the high desert. I had previously been to this area investigating some structures I had noticed on the top of this formation, which turned out to be prehistoric. As I was searching the area, I came across some images, no doubt from the same time period as the structures, and that time period being prehistoric, etched into various rocks near the structures. I decided to return the following day and explore and film a section of the lava formation that I believe to contain an abundance of rock art. This is a very interesting place that certainly provokes contemplation. I noticed that there were various time periods of art here. I could tell this by the different degrees of repatina or darkening that the images sustained. Some images may date back thousands of years. So there's no hesitation to the fact that this area was extremely significant to the different cultures that spent time here. And it should be clear that this area was sacred then and now. Please join me as I head into the desert to discover what once was.
Current temp 13 degrees. I decided to come back out here. Yesterday I was filming out here for the other channel, and I discovered that there's quite a bit of rock art out here. So I wanted to come out. Today was supposed to be a little cloudier, and I figured it would be warmer, and it is by 2 degrees. Yesterday it was 11 when I started. It's 13 now, so there you have it. And on the lava rock, when the sun's bright, I should say, when it's up and shining on the lava rock, it's hard to distinguish rock art. However, when it's cloudy, it's easier to see. However, I don't know how cloudy it's going to be. It doesn't seem to be too cloudy. So that's my story. So we're going to go have a look today at the rock art and see what we can find. Yesterday I found some really interesting imagery. Today hopefully I can find a little more, since I'm going to spend a little more time out here. Let's get moving. It's freezing. Look at this. You can almost barely make that out. It's almost the same color as the rock. Yeah, you can get a better idea of the image now at this angle. Once again, sorry for the shadows. I came out here originally thinking it was going to be cloudy, therefore I would be able to see these images better on the rock, but it doesn't appear to be that way today, like I mentioned. Probably going to happen later on when the storm rolls in. Well, the good news about today, it barely being over 10 degrees, is we are not going to run into any rattlesnakes. We are free to walk wherever we want. Get some symbols on this big rock over here. Let's go have a look. Oh, it's an old symbol there. Yeah, that is old stuff right there. You get a good angle. So the camera can pick up, you can see where there's carvings into the face of this rock. That's old stuff right there. Let me see if I can back up. Huh. We have this symbol here, which is legible. I can't really get. There we go. Oh, you know what it is? Wow, look at that. From this angle, you can make out, I think those are vertical lines. I think that's a footprint right there. That kind of looks like it, huh? I think the camera's making this out better than my eyes are. Fascinating. top here you can see, sorry, it's shadow, but it's repatinaed, it's redarkened. That's old stuff there, man. Very old. I swear that's a footprint there. Just came down a little bit. Oh, this is exciting. Yeah, look at that. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a footprint with 6 digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Are we looking at reference to Polydactyly here? Huh. Or is that just a bear paw or something? I don't know. This is the fascinating part about it. We got 2 images. Footprint there. There's a larger footprint right up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There might be 6 digits on that footprint too. Yeah, see what I'm saying? This is just absolutely fascinating. I mean, check this out. There's stuff on this rock here. It's right by my foot. Just being careful where I step. And I get another angle at this rock here. You can get an idea of the imagery that's on it. Maybe that's not a spiral right here. Fascinating. Oh, finding some really interesting imagery out here today. Oh, it's finally warming up a little bit too. And I shouldn't have to say this, but I feel like I should. If you're visiting sites such as this, it's important to be as respectful as you possibly can, not touching the images or carving on or near them or anything like that. It's culturally important, it's culturally priceless, and these areas are still considered sacred. So just having a degree of respect when visiting is greatly appreciated and allows us commoners to continue to visit places like this. So, you know, that's my spiel there. Ooh, I got some good stuff right up here. Looks like a concentric circle. Ooh, yeah. All right, we got some really interesting stuff right up here. Here's some interesting stuff. So I'm gonna go up on this rock and have a look. Oh, there's something there. I can't make that out really well. It's almost the same color as the lava rock. That's what I'm talking about. That's old stuff. Takes a long time, like thousands of years, for it to get that dark again. So some of this rock art imagery in here is extremely old. Oh, here we go. Got a beautiful spiral up here. It's located right here where my finger's pointing. I'm gonna have to walk up and get a shot at it from above. There's some symbols right here. I think the camera's picking this better than my eye. And I think what we're looking at, you've got a vertical with some horizontal lines here, and then above it you've got the straight vertical lines. That's the symbol I encounter very often in Utah, Nevada, Arizona. It's an important symbol. Very basic, straight vertical lines. Its meaning, I wouldn't know, but it's everywhere that really old symbols are located. So I don't know. That's a Pretty interesting. You know, I'm crawling around on these rocks. I'm, number one, being careful that I'm not stepping on any petroglyphs or anything, but also make sure my dog can get around too. Okay, let's get a look at this beautiful spiral here. Oh man, check that out. That is fantastic. Look at that. Give you a context where this is located. Isn't that just great? So here's a good example of what I'm talking about when I mean repatinaed. So you can see here, something was attempted on this rock, and it may just be something fell or someone attempted to put something there, but you can see this piece right here is darker than this here. So if you're to initially scratch into the rock, it's going to come out pretty bright. So when it turns the same color as the rock, that indicates age. So this is just a good example of what something fresher would look like versus a darker in color when it comes to the rock art out here. So the darker it is against the rock here, if it's the same color as the rock, that's old, man. That's real old. Ooh. I just caught sight of some, wow, there's a lot going on right there. No wonder that spiral's where it's at. Yeah, I was going to make a shorter video of all this, but this video could be hours long. There's so much art out here, so I'm going to have to... Oh, whoa. All right, this is... I just stumbled into a very important spot. Okay. What? Wow. All right. I got some cool images here. Let's have a look. There's some fascinating rock art in this section. Just panel after panel after panel, and there's a lot of images that I recognize. And when I say recognize, I mean I've seen these same symbols: Utah, Nevada, Arizona. Some of these symbols I've seen in what I presume to be very old sites. So I'm going to just spend another minute talking about this one area where I'm at because of the imagery here, and I'll probably wrap the video there. There's probably going to be multiple parts to this area just because there's so much rock out here. I had no idea. But like I said, I recognize symbols. Of course, we've got our zoomorphic imagery. That's animals. I've seen quite a bit of that. Here's another symbol here. This is the kind of a U-shaped symbol. This is a symbol I see regularly, and I believe it dates back to, it's an old symbol, let's just put it there. And then once again, we've got our vertical lines. Some of these images go as far away as into western Nevada and the Winnemucca Lake area. I've seen the same symbols at the rock art site there that's been dated back to between 10 and 12,000 years ago. So some of the images here are the same images that are at that site or similar to them. So one of those is the vertical lines here. I've seen this symbol in multiple spots. Now we've got some imagery here. We've got concentric circles or spirals. I don't know, it's kind of a mess actually. Spirals here. We've got the vertical lines. We've got the footprint here, which kind of looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 digits here. Could be polydactyly. Looking up on this rock, you can see where my finger's pointing. You've got the vertical symbols with the bar above it. I run into that symbol all the time. Of course, we got our squiggles. Very common symbol. This is a very recognizable symbol to me as well. It's a kind of a square, a box with the vertical lines inside the box. I see that quite often. I'm trying to keep the camera shadow out of this. It's a big zoomorphic figure there. And once again, I want to point out, since we're talking about recognizable symbols, these right here. So, yeah, there's also something, I don't know, but these wavy lines like this are recognizable, and you can see there's some over here. Sorry, the angle of the sun and the rock is hard to make out, so I was hoping it'd be cloudy today. But a lot of these symbols, I'm not presuming to know what they mean. I'm just saying I recognize them, and I feel that the symbols themselves have a very archaic meaning, that its meaning goes way back in time, and probably people, kept up on over the generations. But as I've said multiple times at this point, I've seen some of these same symbols in multiple areas, such as Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and some places that they would obviously be extremely old due to the repatina of the symbols and the exfoliation of the rock. So I'm at high elevation here, between 6,000 and 7,000 feet. I've seen some of these same symbols 100 miles, couple hundred miles to the west, all the way down in the very low desert. So it's just fascinating to think about. All right, folks, I think I'm going to leave it there for this video. Probably ran a little too long as it is, but hopefully you enjoyed examining this fantastic rock art as much as I did. And I will be back out here to document more of this area and try and find more imagery. I'm sure it won't be that hard. So folks, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It is free. It helps the channel tremendously. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.